And speaking of buying cards, I think we should now go into our favorite section of the show. What are you buying? Ethan, what are you buying right now? Let's check out some alt auctions.
You know, we should change this name to What Should I Be Buying? Because I can't afford all these great cards. But first card is a 2018 Kobe Bryant Prism Tiger PSA 10. And at one point, you just got to start buying with your eyes. I mean, sure, Tigers that year, there's a lot of them. Sure, it's just another year of a PSA 10 Kobe, but the photo is great. The design is great. Just look at other Kobe's right now, like early inserts from 2000s, like the Electrifyings, the Go Nuts, the Titaniums. They're all up a lot. These late year Prism tough inserts are going to be up as well soon enough.
And I think you can argue that all Prism cards are going to be up soon enough. Like 10, 20 years from now, if Prism doesn't have any licenses, right? If Panini doesn't have the licenses for the NBA or the NFL, and you don't get Prism cards with logos on them for 20 years, they're going to be super valuable in 20 years. So I love this card. And I'll tell you the number that is really standing out to me the most is this is a Pop 13, right? There's 13 PSA 10s of this card in the world. And this is what we talk about every week on this show is, listen, if you're looking at long-term investments, right, this is not to make money quick, and you're thinking, how do I buy something that's going to just accumulate value over the years? What I do is, and I think what you do as well, Ethan, is look at what inserts are selling from the late 90s or even the mid-2000s or even the late 2000s. I mean, 07, 08, 09 Chrome LeBron, right? Doing pretty good big numbers right now. I think those stand to do way bigger numbers over the course of time. But you've got these 90s insert Michael Jordan cards that are doing hundreds of thousands of dollars, and there's 50 copies of them. But there's only so many PSA 10s, right? And only so many people have them. So Kobe Bryant's never going down in price. He's only going to stay up. I love the Tiger print. I actually have the a PSA 9 LeBron tribute to Kobe.
Oh, so nice.
I wish I had a 10, but still, like, it's such a cool card. And by the way, the Kobe LeBron or the LeBron tribute to Kobe card, I think that is a card that has so much long-term potential in any variation. If you can get anything numbered lower than 99 or 50, that's where I would start.
Yeah, so I was talking about this weekend that the 2020 Tribute Purple, which is the color match to LeBron, is one of the nicest cards in existence. But as the buyer, you look at this card, and when you're selling cards, selling to flippers is like there's not a lot of margin. When you buy a card like this, you want to sell it to a collector.
Sure.
You take this card and you put it in your showcase. This card pops. People are going to look at it. And if anyone in chat can tell me who this is who's guarding Kobe Bryant in this photo, I'd really like to know.
And speaking of 90s Michael Jordan inserts, I believe you're buying or looking at a Michael Jordan 90s insert on alt right now.
I am more looking at it because I already have one of these. But these cards are up 300% in less than a year, and I want to see if this trend still goes up. These Jordan Kobe inserts are hot right now. The BGS 9.5 Electrifying is a beautiful card. A lot of these are in BGS slabs because at this point in time, BGS was better than PSA. So I just want to keep seeing if these Jordans are going to keep rising.
So highest bid is at $2,900. We're talking about a Pop 167 on this BGS 9.5. It's a Jordan from the late 90s, and again, I know we talk about buying cards that are low pop, under 50, under 100. I mean, I think it's also about eye appeal, right? I think that's what card collectors care about above anything else is that you're drawn to the card. It's a small piece of art, right? So this Electrifying is very cool. I'm not the biggest fan of this particular print. I grew up collecting metal, like Fleer metal, and like there's like the nuts and bolts cards with Jordan on it, and that's only $300. And like I just think that's such a sick card. You know what I mean? And like that's what I'm attracted to. But that's why they say collect what you like, right? So I mean, listen, there's over 2 days left on this auction. We'll see where it ends up. Do you think this is a $10,000 card? Do you think it's a $5,000 card?
I think this is a $5,000 card with a lot of room for upside. I mean, this is a Fleer insert from the late 90s. These cards are the chase at trying to get Fleer, you're chasing this card. This is the best card in this set. I want to see if these cards keep rising. It might hit a plateau towards Nationals, but my guess is this is 5K plus.
And then the next card you're looking at is pretty cool too. And I'm a sucker for a gold prism. Bo Nix gold prism. This is a Pop 2 PSA 8, and I think this goes back to a question we asked last week, which is if you do have a PSA 8, are you cracking it or are you leaving it in the slab? I think with a gold prism, you can leave it in a PSA 8 slab for sure. But this is really interesting because there is no PSA 9 or PSA 10 graded. So this is still the highest grade Bo Nix as of right now. Who knows how many more gold prisms are still in circulation or in sealed boxes?
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, but all don't have 10s. I think Caleb has a 9.5 and the rest are under than that. The grade doesn't matter this year because you're not going to find a 10. So a 9, an 8, a 7, it's all the same thing. But the reason I circled this card is because everyone says that Bo Nix does less than Drake May, it does less than Caleb Williams, and it should be higher because Bo Nix did so well, yada, yada, yada. Time to see if there's actually a real Bo Nix collector out there. We don't know if they exist right now. I don't see Bo Nix cards moving at all, but maybe there is a whale who's going to come up and say, hey, this Bo Nix card is a 20K card. I'm going to set the tone, set the market. Come Nationals, I will have all the Bo Nix golds, and here's your chance to get one.
Well, I'll tell you, at 14K with 2 days left, I believe the latest sale of Caleb Williams I saw was at 17K. So he doesn't have to climb that much to hit this $17,000 number in 2 days. I'd be surprised if it does break 20. That's a big number for a Bo Nix, and I'm definitely out at 20. But I'll tell you, watching Bo Nix last year with Sean Payton, I thought, like, wow, this kid is good, and I think he's going to get better. The Broncos have a very difficult division to play in, a very uphill battle, so to speak. So with guys like that, I'd really love to buy a card if I wanted to flip it and make some cash on something a little bit easier and more predictable.
No, this card is not going to a flipper. This card's going to a collector. And at 14K, that means with buyer's premium, it's already above Caleb Williams. I brought this card up here because this is high. If this gets one more bid, I'd be shocked, but it will be because this is only like 2 days before the auction ends. It hasn't even started yet. This Bo Nix might explode.
It has the potential to explode for sure. This is like the most exciting time, by the way, like leading up to the National and like you're at the National and every single card you've ever looked at online is like, at your disposal and you can find it in the room. But any gold prism of any of these rookies is going to be a hot commodity at the National for sure. And now you've got a card that might be close to its height on this show. SGA is in the finals. Which card are you looking at?
So just like the Kobe, I talked about eye appeal. Now let's look at this shade. This has not only eye appeal, but it's for the sharps. This is his first year Thunder, game used, flawless, PSA 1010, true. I would call it a Oklahoma City RPA. This is an aesthetically beautiful card. Even the auto couldn't be bolder with the 2 inscription. This should be his best non-rookie card. So I expect the timing on this was perfect. This should be almost a 20K card if the buyer's sharp. But if you look at this year's flawless patch autos, the 2023, 2024 ones, I see Star Swatches doing $30,000. Like, this is a better card than most of them. You still have a photo of young Shea on there and there's new Oklahoma City threads. I mean, this is a must-have for any Thunder fan.
A little over 6K, Pop 2, which is really cool. PSA 10, a 1010 is just, those things have eye appeal just in the fact that they're 1010s, right? 2 days left. What do you think this is going to end at?
I think it should hit 20K. I mean, it's definitely going to be above 10, but this card is going to go to a real Oklahoma City fan. And if you just look at other players' second-year patch autos who just changed teams, like let's say Halliburton, for example, there's a big premium. Chet this year. So Chet in his first year of flawless didn't didn't have patch autos because he didn't play a game. So this year's flawless, his patch autos aren't RPAs, but collectors are calling them RPAs and they're doing crazy numbers. Shea should do the same thing. It's kind of like when your Prism update comes out and you're in the New Jersey, people will rather have those than the true ones. So keep an eye out. This card could set some major records.
And moving right along, we always end up back in the 90s.
Sorry.
Kobe Bryant, 1997. Which card is this?
Yeah, big shocker because I make these lists. But this is a Kobe Titanium. And the best thing about this card is it's crystal clear. You can look at that photo. You can see right through it. These cards haven't had the big 90s bump yet. Like the electrifying already went up a bit, the G.O.A.T already went up a lot, the Javelites went up a lot. The titanium still haven't gone up a lot. I'm pretty sure the last sale on this card is about $1,300, $1,500. I'm willing to bet this does $2,000.
Well, at $300, it has a little bit of a ways to go in 2 days. But to be honest, like $300 to $2,000, I think is more realistic than Bo Nix Gold Prism 14 grand to 20K, right? Like you got to do 6 grand in an increase. What do you think about if there's a particular card like Bo Nix, for example, Gold Prism selling at auction? Obviously, the cards underneath it stand to benefit, but what if there's multiple Bo Nixes in one auction? Do you think that helps all of the auctions, or do you think it's like one card can really push a high auction price and then the others are going to suffer because of it?
So if it's like, let's say last week, the Caitlin Clark gold vinyl went up for sale, so all the Caitlin Clark eyes were there, your other Caitlin Clarks are probably going to do better. But if there's 2 of the same card or 3 of the same card, like if there's multiple Bo Nix golds, that's an issue because a buyer's not picking up 2 at one time. If there's big Kobe's in that auction and you have a decent sized Kobe in there, you have Kobe eyes, so it should definitely help.
Yeah, I've seen that as a debate in the hobby, whether it's worth it to put a card up in particular auctions and to be strategic about when you're putting your card into certain lots, or if you want to do. I mean, I think it's very apparent that if you have a card numbered to 99 or out of 50, wait for that big sale of that gold. Wait for that big sale of that 1 of 1. Now you're on the heels of a large sale in the media or on socials, right, where it's getting attention, and now you stand to increase your card price 10, 20, 30%, whatever it may be, based on somebody else's sale. Please like, subscribe, and check out these other videos that we think you might enjoy.